Welcome to Steps Forward with Ricky, a weekly walking podcast designed to help you take steps forward in your life and your day. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to me. It's a new day, a fresh start. Let's do it. I'm not even in that kind of mood right now, but whenever I put the headphones on and I speak into the mic, I just feel instantly better, which is a good thing for me and for you. If you're new here, you should be walking. If you're a regular, I love you and I appreciate you, and you should be walking as well. You know, I opened up last week about my addiction and getting clean and getting sober with my, experience and relationship and addiction with pot. And I felt that it was really important to continue that conversation, not necessarily about my addiction, but just about where I'm at right now in my life. And I was thinking about that the other day. When I created this podcast, I hired my producer before I had the name of the podcast. I actually had a different name for the podcast. I was going to call it More Than Marketing, because that's that's a big part of the work that I do with some clients. I do marketing for them. And we were like, okay, let's do it. And then I changed the name last minute to Steps Forward with Ricky. I was literally on a walk taking steps forward, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh God, that's it. That's the name. That's the theme of my life, taking steps forward in my life and my business, into my confidence. And it felt so aligned in that moment. And I really believe that, things come to us for a reason. And this was a very natural sort of set of events of like, okay, I wanted to do a podcast. I found the producer very fast. I hired him very fast without really having any plan. I changed the name. I went on a walk, and then boom, I had a podcast. And they say that when alignment happens, it happens fast. And I just think that there was a part of me, and maybe you can relate to this, that knew more than me. Like, it knew that this podcast was going to be bigger than me, in the sense where something was going to happen in my life that was going to require me to take a step forward. And I was going to have to show up in my own life and show up here to be able to do that. And I know that I don't know all the reasons yet, but I really, in my heart, it's so funny because I think that there was a big part of me that knew something was going to happen. And I was going to need this podcast and need you and need the accountability to take a step forward. And it's happening now. And I'm laughing because, the joke is on me, but also my intuition, that knowing that I've been ignoring my whole life. And I am in a very interesting place right now. Someone said the other day, they're like, I know you're going through like a rough patch. And I was like, oh, I don't look at it like a rough patch. I look at it like a transformation. Like I'm literally going through a transformation. Like right now, as we speak, I am transforming my life, not behind the scenes. I'm transforming my life on this podcast, on Instagram. I'm transforming my life in therapy. I'm transforming my life every single day through my sobriety, through my honesty. I mean, I've never been this honest in my life. Truly. I'm honest about what triggers me. I'm honest about what hurts me. I'm honest about what pains me. I'm honest about what I avoid. I'm honest about who I am, which doesn't necessarily mean I know exactly where I'm going, but I'm honest about that. And it feels really scary right now because I'm alone. I don't want to go into my relationship right now. I'm not there yet, but I'm not in a relationship anymore. And I was in a relationship for 2 years almost, a very serious relationship, and I'm not anymore. And that's been a big change. I'm sober. That's been a big fucking change. I am, I'm in therapy. That's a big change. I'm really, really taking steps forward, and they're really hard sometimes. And at the same time, I'm super proud of myself. And I really want to just acknowledge that And I want you to acknowledge that for yourself, because, you can't change everything at once, and you can't take a million steps forward, but you can take steps forward. And I think that I always knew this transformation was coming, and I really wanted to avoid it as long as I could, because who the fuck wants to feel uncomfortable or like in pain? But I had a moment in my life this year that I thought to myself, like, I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to, who the fuck knows what's going to happen, or I'm going to do it my way, and I already know what's going to happen, and not a lot's going to happen. And I'm in it. Like, here I am. I'm in it. My heart hurts, and I'm feeling all the feelings I've been avoiding my whole life. I'm trying to understand who I am. I'm trying to understand what I want. I'm trying to understand my alignment. I'm trying to understand what feels misaligned. I'm trying to trust myself more, because I know that there is a person inside of me that has just been hiding and living inside of me, that has been like screaming, like, let me out, let me out, let me out. Like, please let me out. And I will tell you now that this podcast was the first time that I let her out. I was like, I'm going to start a podcast, because I don't know where else I can be so honest and not be so afraid to be so honest. And, when you reach out to me, or when you listen to my podcast, or whatever it is, you leave me a review and you tell me that it's so raw and real and relatable, I want you to know that what you're saying to me is that you can be you. And that's great and good enough for me. And I think I've always been so scared to be me. Not like be myself. I'm always myself, but like really be me, live in my truth, which I don't 100% know yet. And you might not 100% know your truth yet. But the fact that I am brave enough to find my truth that's the most courageous thing that I've ever done in my life. I'm brave enough to be uncomfortable, to get comfortable. I'm brave enough to tell you that I don't know. I'm brave enough to tell you that I needed to change a lot of things in my life, and that I'm scared. Because maybe you're going through something right now that you're really fucking scared of. Maybe you're just fucking scared of yourself and your truth and your power. Because I know that that's something that I've always been scared of, is my own power. I'm a pretty powerful person, but somewhere along the way, I don't know, I lost it, or I dimmed it, or I lowered it. And intuitively, I know who I am, and I'm trying really hard to bring that into the world, into my world, into your world. And it's really hard. And being on my own now, it's really hard. It's really fucking hard, because I feel ready to not be on my own. But I know that this is just part of the journey, that I have to go through it, because it's not happening to me. It's happening for me. That doesn't mean I wake up every day and I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Like, yay, I'm so excited about this. Like, fuck no. But you know what I do wake up now? I wake up and I take a deep breath, and I look outside, and I try to say something that I'm grateful for. And then I move my body. And I know that with every small step forward that I take, that's different from what I did before, is a step in the right direction. And I'm so grateful for this space, because it just allows me to just be me. And I'm so committed to just that. And it's been hard to be sober, honestly. Like, seriously, the other day, like, there's a certain feeling that I get when I'm anxious and I want to escape. And the feeling is like, I want to get high. And that's been a really hard feeling for me to overcome. And if you're struggling with addiction or anything in your life that you're trying to change, I'll let you know that that's something that I've been doing. Is I will play the whole story. I'll play the whole script in my head. Like, I'll literally go to the dispensary in my head, buy a joint, roll the joint, put like some cigarettes in it, because I used to smoke spliffs, whatever. And I will literally picture myself smoking it, lighting it, inhaling it, enjoying it, even after the hour, enjoying it. And then I play the whole script. I don't play half the script. I play what happens after it fades. I play what happens 2 hours later, 3 hours later. I play what happens when I go to bed. I play the whole script. And when I play the whole script, I don't let myself do it, because the whole story, the whole script is not my story and not the story I want to write. But I've been always just playing half the script, right? Like I need this release now. I need this thing now. I need this high now. And we do that with change, right? When you don't want to work out, you play half the script. You don't play what it will feel like all the way towards the end of your day, because it's hard to think like that, right? Especially if you're in pain or you're anxious. It's hard to imagine how the day will play out. So you got to play the whole script when you make decisions, right? You got to, what's it going to be like if you work on this thing right now? Play the whole script. Don't just play what happens after an hour or 2 hours. What is it going to what's going to happen the whole day? And that's really helped me, because when I play the whole script of being destructive, I don't want to be destructive. And I allow my impulses to just be exactly what they were, moments. Not moments that become hours, that become days, that become all the things. They're just fucking moments. And I will tell you this. I literally, I was looking at my phone the other day, and I always write in my notes just things that I'm going through. The amount of times that I have tried to stop smoking is so, I could just write a book about how many times I literally tried to stop smoking. Like, it should just be called Try to Stop Smoking, because it is so many times. And I really, in my heart, believed I would never be able to do it. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty fucking strong. Been through a lot of things in my life. I never thought that I'd be able to stop. And I'm only at the beginning of it. Of being sober, but I'm so committed to it. But just the fact that I haven't smoked by choice, not because I've been forced, by choice for 20, I don't know, when you get this, it will be a month when you watch this. When you prove to yourself that you can do something, it opens the door to something else. Like, if I can do this, I can do this, right? If you can do this, you can do that. It's just evidence. And I think a lot of us need evidence to change our lives. And, I think it's so important because it's opening my mind to, like, what else can I do? Right? Like, oh, the money that I want to make, I could probably get there too. Oh, the happiness I want to feel, I could get there too. Or the relationship I want, like, I could have that too, because I can change my life. I can make a change that I really felt so powerless to. I know you're listening. I know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are popping up in your mind right now that you're like, God, I've tried so fucking hard to change it. But how hard have you really tried? I know it feels hard. I know that you feel like you've tried hard, but you have to want to do it. You have to want to change, and you have to want and accept that it's going to be uncomfortable in the process. And you have to play the whole script of what happens when you change. And I don't know what's going to happen in my life right now, but I know that it's going to be a hell of a lot better than what was happening before, because I'm making the right decisions. And sometimes all you have to do is take the right actions. Even if you don't exactly know where they're going or where they're leading, it's just like one right action after the other, right? My journey isn't different than your journey, because we're all on a journey, and everyone experiences heartbreak and things they want to change in their life. I've just verbalized it more. And maybe I'm saying a lot of things that you feel and that you think, and maybe you're thinking right now, like, I can't do it. I really can't leave my relationship. I'm too fucking scared to be alone. I can't start that project. I can't quit my job that I hate. I can't move to a new city. I can't make the money I want. I can't get sober. I can't lose weight. I can't work out today. But what if you can? Like, what if it was the opposite? If you wrote out I wrote out my limiting beliefs the other day, and I was like, holy fucking shit. And then I wrote the opposite of that belief. I can't do this. And then the opposite was like, I can. And I really think our minds are the most powerful thing. That's the only thing we get. And it doesn't happen overnight, changing the conversation in your mind, but it does happen. Because if you want to get better and you want to feel better and you want to live aligned and you want to feel good about who you are, like you have to change the conversation happening in your head, because the conversation happening in your head is defining everything else in your life. And I feel like very triggered lately and like very on edge and very like defensive. And that's not who I am as a person, but that's where I'm at right now, because I'm trying to understand why I'm so triggered by certain things or why I'm getting so angry or so defensive. It's because I don't know that I've ever really allowed myself to be angry about whatever it is in my life. I've been masking it with being all these different things. And I think there's a part of me that's so angry, and I'm really working through the anger. I don't know what I'm so angry about. But I know that it doesn't make me any less me, or any less of a leader, or any less of a creator. You know, these parts that I'm sharing with you and healing and working on, like, they don't make me any less me. They make me more me. And I can see the vision in terms of like all of this stuff. Like, I'm going to use it to transform people's lives. I am going to do such great things because I'm healing. And that's really where it all starts. You know, I feel like I'm crying a lot. I feel like I'm feeling uncomfortable, and I'm like actively will like have these thoughts in my head, and I'll be like, no, you are great. Like, you are fucking strong. You can do this. Like, look what you've done already. And I feel really proud of myself, even though I know there's a lot more to be done. And I also wanted to say that something I feel strongly about is you can still lead people and change people's lives, even if you're in the midst of healing yours. I really believe that. I mean, look at this podcast, right? Like, and, you know, I think that I'm working some things out, and I'm trying to find my truth, because I've gotten really fucking far from it, and I'm coming back to it now. And I do think that all of these things I'm sharing and talking about is making me a better mentor, a better leader, a better creator, a better entrepreneur, a better family member, a better friend, a better, you know, partner one day to someone. I really think that. And so I like to believe that this is not my rough patch. This is just my transformation. And this is what needs to happen for me to get to the next point. And if you can look at things like that, you know, I'm living at my lake house right now with my brother and his girlfriend, who I love, and their dog, Chia. She's like my best friend now. And it's, you know, the life I had before, I really miss it. And it's really hard. I was living in Detroit and all that stuff. And I feel sad about that. But I'm trying to be okay and grateful for where I'm at, knowing that this is not the final destination. Like, hello, this is a temporary intermission of like, you gotta be here right now to get to where you want to get. And when I see other people who feel super aligned and are building their brands the way they want to, and they're living their life, and they're in love, and they're making the money they want, I don't look at that like I don't have that. I look at that like, oh, that's proof. Oh, she just did the work. She just did it a little quicker. She's just a few more steps ahead of me. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get there. It doesn't mean you're not going to get there. I used to live in lack. Like, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I'm not there yet. And now I'm trying to live in, oh, I'm just not there yet. I'm going to get there. And while I get there, I can be grateful for where I'm at, knowing that I can't even get there without being where I'm at. And I'm really determined for that. And I hope that you are too. I hope that you can be okay with where you're at now and want more, and look at the people that you want more from it, and look at their lives. And instead of being like, man, I'm so jealous, I don't have that. Like, look at that as fucking proof that if they can do it, you can do it. When I was smoking all the time, or I felt stuck in certain things, I would look at other people who were sober or just living, traveling and doing all the things that I wanted to do. And I would feel so sad. Like, I want that. I want that. I want that. And now I'm like, I want that. Can't fucking wait to get it. Can't wait to have that because I deserve that. Because that person I'm looking at has done the work to get that. That shit did not just fall into that person's lap, right? So the thing that I have been avoiding is the thing that I'm finally facing, which is myself. And because I'm facing myself, I'm going to become more of myself. And that's what is going to get me where I want to go. And I don't need to know where I want to go right now. I just need to know that I'm going somewhere. I'm going to make the money I want. I'm going to help the people I want. I'm going to feel good internally. I'm going to live the life that I want. I'm going to be in love. I'm going to have all the things that I want because I'm putting in the work to get it. And I just want you to know that putting in the work is hard, but I think it's a lot harder staying where you're at. I think it's a lot harder to keep avoiding your life. I don't want to wake up when I'm 34 years old in February and be high and stuck and listening to everybody else try to tell me who I am. I didn't want that. So I'm doing the fucking work now so that when I wake up on my 34th birthday, I might not be where I want to be yet, but I'm going to be so much fucking closer. And that to me is so powerful. So this is not a rough patch. It's not a rough patch for me. It's not a rough patch for you. It is a transformation of evolution of growth. And you're either on it or you're not. And some days will be great and some days will suck, but we can do it together. And I'm excited because I think that like things are happening. You know, big things are happening for me. I feel it. I know it's going to happen. And I can't wait for us together to look back at this and whatever you were going through when you listened to this episode, whatever I was going through, and we can be like, yeah, we fucking did it. We took a step forward into our truth. So you're not alone. I'm not alone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so supportive. I'm in it and I'm committed. And I hope that inspires you to be in it and committed to you and to your truth. I hope you had a great walk. I hope that you feel less alone. Maybe you feel less crazy. And if you relate to this episode, reach out to me. I would love to connect to you. And let's just take it one step at a time. But let's take it a step forward, not a step back. All right, I gotta go. It's time. I'll see you on Monday.